All right. Good morning, my brothers and sisters. On this, the Good Morning Guys podcast, episode number 2000.
2000.
Alongside me, I have, let me introduce myself first. My name is Patrick Novosel. I am the judge, jury, and executioner of fake news. Alongside me is the man who can make you laugh in 3 words or less, Mr. Ronnie Johantis.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Hey, it's just us tonight because the other two
weird.
guys,
It's like us just phone calling each other.
the other guys are dead. Man,
Everybody else has died.
They fell into a ravine. It's a big explosion. Poor guys. I mean, it's a closed casket.
Police
kind of
chase ended horribly.
Yeah. Poor guys. They've missed the last 1,800 episodes. So they'll come back soon, I guess.
I doubt it.
I don't know. But yeah, this is the Good Morning Guys podcast. For those of you who have heard us before, thanks for joining us again. If this is your first time, go listen to the other 1,999 episodes.
You're in for a treat
for the rest of your life. Just press play for the rest of your life. Yeah, this is basically an improv show because it's just Ronnie and I.
It's really everybody just died off today, and it's just us. It's just us.
They're just falling from the sky.
They left us with nothing because they're normally the ones that like have a good plan, you know.
Yeah, Marc keeps us on track. Lucas brings the energy and the structure. Now, what do we do?
I don't know. I usually just take my shirt off.
Well, you know what? Let's start off with the joiners. The joiners have a lot to say.
I like this.
Yeah, so
a lot, like a whole lot.
I think we got a few. So
all right,
let's since this is improv, let's have them start it off.
Let's knock them out.
Yeah. All right. So the first one we got is the final supervisor. Aaron says, in keeping with my being excited about Cities Skyline that I mentioned on Video Game Talk earlier in the Discord, what gaming niche or niche, if you're fancy, do you really enjoy but rarely get to talk about? Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like I talk about anything that I want to talk about. At least on
like
the podcast.
Wrestling.
Yeah, no one wants to hear me talk about wrestling.
You just talk about it against everybody's will, anyways.
You're gonna listen.
No, I mean I pretty much do too. I mean, like I like to play. I guess I'm just like a hunter gatherer at heart. Like obviously I'm stuck in Minecraft right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's like my guilty pleasure or things. I don't know necessarily that I'm trying to think of any of the games. Sometimes when my buddies are over, I go over to the Switch and I play like, you know, little couch co-op games like the zombie defense game, and like just some others.
I remember that game.
Blazing Beaks, Enter the Gungeon.
Yeah, some of those are gems though.
They are, man. For couch co-op, they're perfect.
Yet another not zombie defense. That was a great time.
Yeah, for like $1.
Yeah, I think it was $3. I paid a premium for it.
Yeah, you got ripped off.
Yeah,
they saw you coming a mile away.
All right, the next we got is Bernabe El Ronchas Butters.
Hold on, we got a message from Lucas.
Whoa.
He said, "Well, time to go to bed. Please light that garbage truck on fire for me, so that it can be seen from space."
No one's looking for us in space, sir.
I also feel like I read that like I just learned how to read yesterday.
Let me get this.
That's the.
All right. Bernabe says, I got the notification yesterday that my perm application, I think that's permanent employer thing.
Not what I thought initially. Having met him, I was like, well, that's
Bernabe's over here getting perms.
That's something.
I mean, that's an update for sure. You rarely get to talk about perms these days.
That's right.
But you guys, perm application has been approved. Congratulations, Bernabe. That's awesome.
That is sweet.
He says now I can apply for the actual permanent residency, which is green card. It just takes an insane amount of paperwork and a medical exam.
Isn't that amazing? Like all the stuff.
What?
We're only accepting healthy people now? Are you serious?
What is that supposed to mean?
That's a good thing we're not getting retested.
Oh,
I would never pass that.
Yeah. What? Man, I don't know. He's working permanent time, so he's got that application approved, so he can work in the. I think that means a resident or someone who's not a resident of the United States, doesn't have like a green card, can work here permanently, but doesn't have a permanent residency here. That doesn't make any sense. So, man, hats off to you, Bernabe, for going through all that. Which is, I mean, I don't want to get all political and all that, but that's ridiculous. How much you have
that is ridiculous.
That's I don't know what all goes into that. You absolutely do, and every time I hear an update for you, Bernabe, it's just, my gosh, what is taking so long? Why does it take so long? I've met you more times in the past like 5 years than it should take you to do this.
Yeah, and I feel like this is just his like brief description of what's going on. Like the actual hoops that he's jumping through are way more ridiculous than just the paragraph, you know what I mean, or the little bits that we hear in there.
He's got like 6 foot stacks high of paper on his desk. Like, I got to go through all this.
You got to put on the sorting hat.
That's just for his medical exam. Makes sense. I mean,
what are they examining? Like, if you're not healthy, they're going to be like, no, I don't think so.
He's a human. He's in. You know, like, I don't know.
It's like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this guy. Yeah, I don't like. What are they turning people away because of bad like medical? I don't
know. He's got a lazy eye. I don't know if we want that in here. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like, what is happening? I don't get it. He's got a cold. Send him back.
I know, right?
Like,
call us in a couple weeks when you have to go through another mountain of paperwork to get back in.
I don't want to get political either, but this country was founded upon this.
Right? I know exactly.
What are we doing here? We just let everybody in, and that's what we've done.
Everything is backwards now. Oh my goodness! So yeah.
Well, good luck with that. That's a tough trial to have to work through.
All right. Next up, we got Hogwarts, aka Bacon Bits, aka Tim Pollen. He says,
I was like, who is this?
He's also known as, you have to banish one of the following franchises. Who gets blasted into oblivion?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
What are we talking here? Are we talking football?
No NFL franchises. These are like cinematic franchises. All right. Harry Potter, number 1. Number 2, Fast and Furious. Number 3, Star Wars. And number 4, the MCU.
Wow. That's the only options?
Those 4 options. 1 gets blasted into oblivion, back into space where they're apparently spying on us.
1 of the 4 choices gets blasted.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The way you said it, I thought number 1 was gets blasted into space.
Oh no, sorry, no.
I was like, I don't even understand this.
We have to pick one that is blasted into oblivion, like it never existed.
Okay. So we got Star Wars, Harry Potter,
MCU.
Hogwarts, Harry Potter,
Fast and Furious.
Easy decision for me.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with getting rid of Harry Potter because I'm not really that big of a fan, but my wife would kill me.
So. You did what?
Yeah, she would kill me. I'm trying to.
You had one decision in your life, and
I'm trying to see this baby. I'm not trying to die beforehand.
I know. I want to see my baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I agree. As much as I love the Fast and Furious movies, I mean, they don't
compared to the other ones. They're crap.
Contribute to anything. I mean,
compared to those other ones, that is not a good one.
Yeah. Make it a little bit easier there. Hogwarts, aka Bacon Bits.
Bacon Bits. What's funny is it's always a surprise every time I come on the show because I never visit Discord ever.
Yeah.
Everybody's names always change every single show, and you guys read them out, and I never know whose names is which until we get to the end.
All right, so yeah, Chris, Craig, Corey Smith. that time I had a huge brain fart.
That's a good one.
He says that's not even fair, Tim. The answer is Fast and Furious. Yeah, yeah. Well,
that's fair. That is.
Yeah,
that
is fair.
That's good.
All right.
Now, if you would put like instead of the Fast and the Furious, let me hit you with this. Instead of the Fast and the Furious, Lord of the Rings.
I mean, Harry Potter is a bit on the fence before.
Oh, so you're kicking out Harry Potter no matter what I bring in.
Yeah. I mean,
Lord of the Rings, I felt like
is
the rightful fourth in there.
Ooh, that would have been good. Lord of the Rings would have been in there. Mm-hmm. All right, next we got friggin' nutcase. Travis Pospisil says, when you're driving your car, what swear word is your most used towards the idiots out there? But you're going to have to bleep yourselves because I, for one, do not want to hear that filth out of your mouths. Let's try.
I haven't said anything on the show for a while, though. I am due. Like I'm definitely getting one in soon.
I mean, we gotta. I mean, can we say it? I'm trying to think of what Marc can do as far as.
What do you mean? Can we say it? Like, I mean, we just say the words.
I mean, we can say it and just like bleep it out. Or we can say what it rhymes with. That's better.
How does that work for the video podcast?
I have no idea.
That's why I haven't said anything.
I've never done the video before because it's
I don't know how it works.
It just goes up. Yeah.
Travis, I would say it is one. There's one bad word that slips off the tongue just better than all the rest. It begins with an F. Ends with a K. It just comes out like. Yeah. I don't know, when you're angry, it's such an angry word too. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, the it's just
you're in your own. You're just like, oh, it just comes right out with the whole anger thing.
No, I'm totally different. It's a 2-word. It's hyphenated, sometimes not. They're a dumb bleep, a dumb 3-letter word that starts with A, and you can't spell glass without it.
Air.
So
you can't spell glass without
it. You dumb idiot. No,
you have to bleep that word, the second word, by the way, because technically, donkey.
I mean,
that's what it is. You know, it's an ass.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That gets you. You know what?
I just want to see what happens.
You know what? That's going in there.
I just want to see what happens.
If someone reports us, shame on you.
Hey, man, I'm just saying what it was. You know, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bleep. I was way late on that one. Sorry. Sorry, friggin' nutcase for that. I apologize on behalf of Ronnie.
Also, Marc and Lucas, now that you're listening to us, this is what happens when you guys aren't here, both of you. Shame on you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Shame on you guys for dying.
It's your fault. Your fault.
There's no rules.
Exactly. There's no rules. It's just us. That's what happens. All right. Delvin Cox says, did any of you watch the Chris Rock special? What did you think? And is there any boundaries in what you can say when it comes to comedy? Ooh. I
actually didn't watch it, but my wife did, and she said she really liked it, that it was good.
Nice. Yeah.
Apparently in it, he actually addresses the whole Will Smith thing too.
Yeah.
And he makes, kind of a joke about it, but he says like, he's not like harboring, any hate or anything like that. So
have you seen Chris Rock compared to Will Smith?
He mentions that actually. He mentions how much bigger Will Smith is.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, he does. I think I actually think comedy has gotten to a point where there is not a lot of boundaries. Within that realm, there's so much more that's allowed. One of my favorite comedians is Tom Segura, and just listening to his stuff, like he goes pretty far, like with a lot of things, and I just think within that realm, it's a safe space where they can do that. I don't think people take it the same way. You know what I mean? If something's said on a comedy stage, it's different. You know what I mean? Like it's different if it's a part of a joke. Yeah, it's a part of a joke, and if it were something that offended me and it was said in a comedy show, like I don't think that it would offend me. I honestly don't. I'm not sure what does offend me. Like if we were thinking about it,
Yeah.
Is there anything that somebody could call you on the streets and you'd be like, "That's it, I'm going after this guy."
I would like good one.
I'd probably say thank you no matter what they said.
I was recognized. They recognized me.
I'm flattered. Thank you. I don't know.
No, I don't know. I think the boundaries are much broader in comedy because it is a joke form, and they can explain it as a joke, and usually the jokes are coming from a personal, kind of life or story. So
yeah,
I understand.
I think I could see where people would take offense to certain things. There are jokes even in Tom Segura's comedy that I don't like. Like he has some jokes that include like somebody with special needs, or something like that. And I didn't really appreciate that much, but I myself am not going to be offended by it. I just don't find it funny. So I just
Sure, and that's
let it,
that.
you know what I mean? I let it go. But I could see how somebody could be offended by that.
Yeah.
I just think that if you're a person that is easily offended, then comedy is not for you because it's that's the worst place you could be.
Yeah, you got to be
So.
in more of a clean version of the comedians out there, like Brian Regan or a Nate Bargatze.
Yeah.
Those guys are very. They don't do offensive kinds of jokes.
Right.
So
Right.
there's definitely some clean stuff out there. Then there's some guys that are just like they're not funny, and I just like, yeah, it's not funny. I think that perspective is a little different than boundaries.
Yeah.
Because there's, like you said, you can get people get offended, but it's a little bit people. I think comedians get a lot more leeway than anybody else.
Also, I want to say on this front, we were having this discussion the other day because we do, we do live in a society where there's a lot of people being offended by things, and just as an outsider looking in on that, it seems like a lot of people really want to be offended by things, and I really don't understand that because that doesn't make you feel good to be offended. You know what I mean?
No.
But it's almost like people sometimes are looking for reasons. And to be honest, everybody has a right to be offended by whatever you want. However, nobody cares. Nobody cares, man. Like just the regular population. Like, if you're offended, man, that sucks. That sucks, man. But when I'm offended, I don't expect anybody to care.
Yeah.
But no, I think comedy is a place where it continues to stretch boundaries. It just keeps happening and happening, and I think it's going to keep going. Yeah, I'm sure there's a way that somebody will go too far eventually, but it is kind of a safe space, man, to almost say whatever you want when you're up there. It seems like
I can't remember the comedian that I just found. He's like in his 20s. He's young. He kind of looks like he calls himself like a boy toy in another term of sorts. Because he looks good. He's got nice hair. He's got a nice physique and all that stuff. But I mean, he has a joke about abortion, and like that is a huge topic among a lot of people.
It's a rough space, man.
But I laughed. I was like, because it's the way he tells the joke. And how he's like, I don't condone. He's like, I'm not on either side of this. I'm not trying to be political here. And then he goes into the joke, and it's just the way he does it. It's hilarious, and like that's the kind of boundaries you're pushing.
Exactly. But you're able to see that you're able to see it for what it is, as a joke. Not. It's not a hate speech. Like
it's not.
If like comedy, I can't remember. I think it was in one of Nate Bargatze's specials. He says that when you're not expecting comedy and you like just hear a comedy routine, it's like a hate speech. Like comedy's like just a hate speech unless it's in the right environment.
Right. Yeah. That right environment can do a lot for sure. All right. The last one we have on Discord is from, oh wow, he's sending us messages from the dead. Mr. Pastor Coach Ham.
Whoa.
Lucas Ham Swisher says, "Good morning, my bros and sissies. So food poisoning, a virus, hit our family. 3 out of the 4 of us have attic and basement problems, and light fevers and feel like a lump of crap."
Attic and basement problems. That's an awesome way to put it.
Can you empathize? When is the last time that multiple people in your family were sick at the same time? Regal is with the details, especially since Marc isn't there to say goodnight, everybody. # no rules. I can't remember the last time the entire family was sick, but really, whenever Mel is sick, she's the mother of the family. Like all hell breaks loose.
She touches all.
It's like it's because she's the one that's going to be sanitizing and cleaning up and doing all the stuff. Like if she's sick, then just like, oh no, everyone's gonna get sick, or there's just gonna be chaos because I have no idea what to do because I rely on her a lot.
For us, it's it's just the 2 of us living in a small apartment, so naturally when one of us gets sick, the other person seemingly always gets it, a couple of days later. I don't think we've ever really been sick like at the same time. You know, have you and Mel ever been sick like at the same exact time?
See,
Weird, right?
if it's happened maybe once, and I totally forgot about it. I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's been I don't know. It's been ages.
What's your policy like? So I was Elizabeth and I've had this conversation before, but like when Elizabeth is sick, she's always like, oh, like don't be around me, don't be close, you know, or whatever. And I'm like, nah, come over here and give me a kiss, like whatever, you know. I mean, I'm gonna get it if I'm gonna get it. I'm not gonna change the way.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Like Mel and I sleep in the same bed, and then
exactly,
and
you breathe the same air.
And then in the morning, I go to work, and I usually kiss her goodbye. But when she's sick, instead I just blow her a kiss. I'm like, oh, she's breathing on me for 8 hours at night. So
yeah.
I don't know what this kiss is not gonna do. Yeah. All right, going on to Twitter. Tim Pollen also puts another message out there. He's like, it's your last meal.
This guy's everywhere.
What are you having for dinner?
Oh, okay.
Ronnie, what are you having for dinner on your last meal?
I think it's going to depend on when that last meal happens. So, because I go through phases, you know, not the time of the day, the time in my life. Right now.
Yeah, tonight is your last day.
Oh, let's see here.
You're gonna join Marc and Lucas.
I would say I'd probably go to Skyline.
Really?
And I'd probably get some cheese candies and some chili fries. Yeah.
You're a monster.
I am.
That's it. No steak, no like eclectic meal, no Italian or Japanese or candy corn, none of that stuff.
I mean, is anything really better than a few cheese candies and some chili cheese fries? Like, I don't think so.
Yes.
That's a lie. Fake news.
I mean,
what would yours be?
I'd be remiss if I didn't say Long John Silver's.
I'm shutting the computer off right now. I'm shutting it down. Good night, everybody.
No, you can't say that. That's not your line.
He's dead. It's mine now. This guy's dead.
No, I probably would have some. I'd probably have a gyro with.
Oh yeah, you were always big on this.
Breaded fries.
Yeah, see, I'm not too crazy. You get like the lamb or pork in there.
Yeah, the lamb.
Mm-hmm. Lamb.
Mm-hmm. That is greasy goodness.
That's where it's at.
All right, the last one we have is on Facebook. Mike Doherty says, "I just took my first improv class tonight. Whoa. So I'm pretty much an expert now."
Yeah, what do they teach you? You guys just go in there and do nothing?
I don't know. That's tough. So I want to hear a little bit more about that. But Mike Doherty, he goes on to say, did the phrase "money can't buy happiness" originate with Batman? I mean, Mark's not here to defend it, but that sounds like it.
It might have. You know, in the world.
This last question he has is for us.
No.
Any tips for making pecana?
For making what?
It's apparently that's for Lucas because he has parentheses Lucas. What is pecana? Is it like piranha, like grilled piranha? What would you think?
It's something with pecans. We can go ahead and narrow it down to that.
Female pecans.
What is? So if it's pecana, then the second word ana. What word ends with that? Because it's obviously just that with pecans.
Banana. Banana
pecans. Yep. Bam. Nailed it.
Any tips for making that, Ronnie?
I would say you want to make sure that you get ripe bananas. You don't want to get bad ones. You want
the ones with the spots on them, or
you don't want the green. I think you do want a little bit of spots. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
It starts to get a little dark. That's the zone. That's the bang zone.
Do you put like brown sugar and cinnamon on that and bake it, or what do you do with that? Do you grill it? Put it on the George Foreman?
I think you put it in a crock pot for 8 hours.
Yeah, so it's a soup.
Yeah. Warm soup. That'll help you when you're sick too.
Oh yeah.
Or it will help you get sick.
Put a little beef broth in it with the banana pecans. Yeah.
One of those little chicken cubes, and you're good to go.
Yeah, the bouillons.
You're good to go.
Yeah,
masterpiece.
Yeah. So those are our tips right there Mike. Let us know how that turns out.
Yeah, I would say probably just order something and then pretend like you made it with your whole family.
Yeah, like Mrs. Doubtfire did.
That's what you do. Yeah, just put it in containers and it'll all look fine.
So yeah, that's from the joiners. Thank you, joiners, for those random questions.
Not bad. Do you ever cook anything?
Do I? All the time. Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. It's
one part of my life that I just never.
It's one of my favorite things to do is just
Really?
to find things that are in the freezer, fridge, or pantry, and then just make something. I had a burger with Swiss cheese. I threw on sauerkraut and
How did you prepare the burger?
on just a skillet. Just put it on the skillet.
You just made one burger.
Swiss cheese, put some sauerkraut on it, and Thousand Island dressing, and it was phenomenal.
Man, I could put Swiss cheese on anything.
Sauerkraut
too. That's
an acquired.
I've had sauerkraut
taste.
in a while.
That's an acquired taste.
You know what I hadn't had in a while, and this past week I decided to buy a pack. Hot dogs.
Wait, you were just talking about cheese candies.
I haven't had actual hot dogs. Well, yeah, I mean, of course, I'll put the chili on them if I have that. But ultimately, like, just hot dogs with. So here's how to prepare the hot dog.
Okay.
Just a hot dog with ketchup and mustard. You gotta have
just a regular.
Just a classic. The classic hot dog is the best. Now we did buy some relish. We put a little relish on there. Like, it was okay. I ate one with relish. It was all right.
Now, do you put the ketchup and mustard on the bun and then the hot dog on top of that?
No.
Oh, what do you?
I like to see it.
Oh, so does it go on top of the hot dog and then the relish on top of that?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I got to be honest. I've really never put any thought into that.
That's like a soupy top to that. I feel like the ketchup and mustard should go in the bottom.
I love a hot dog soup.
Along with your pecan bananas.
Yeah. My pecanas. Or whatever that is. I can't wait to hear what that actually is.
I don't know what it is. I could have looked it up. It would have been easy for me to look it up, but
maybe some weird thing that only Lucas knows.
No, I don't know what it is.
No, but the hot dogs, like, they're amazing. And then I went a little further and I put a pickle spear also in the hot dog bun as well.
Oh man, you're getting fancy. You're getting like the Senate.
I'm talking like Chicago style. Yeah, like the Senate. Exactly like that.
Are.
I do want to get some coleslaw and then put some crunch Doritos on it so I can have that trailer park one that the Senate actually has.
Oh my goodness.
What a delicious treat.
When I first heard that there was a hot dog restaurant, I'm like, what is this? This is awful.
Right in the middle of the fancy part of town too.
I don't know. So I go there and I have one of them, and my goodness, I will stand by it. Those hot dogs were amazing.
They are monsters too. They are like, this is the biggest thing you've ever had.
It's a family meal.
Oh man, it's ridiculous. You think one hot dog, you're like, I probably should order 2 hot dogs. You should not order 2. You'll never leave. You'll never get out of there.
Yeah.
They have some amazing hot dogs. But the pickle was that's pretty
nice
amazing.
Touch. It
really was.
So you had the pickle and the relish?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's either one or the other. I wouldn't mix the two. Yeah, that seems like that's like serial killer stuff.
That's over serial killer.
That's ridiculous.
Oh no, Ronnie's putting relish on top of his spears over here.
Look out. No, I did find though, once I bought these hot dogs, what has happened to me later in life. And I have a much greater appreciation for yellow mustard later in life. I could put just regular yellow mustard. And I'm not talking to the fancy mustard. The regular, just trash mustard on everything.
Yeah.
And I found that I used to do 1 strip of ketchup and 1 strip of mustard, but now I'm coming back with the mustard again. Double.
It's the strip and the squiggly.
Yeah. Yeah, the mustard is. I'm coding. The problem is, so I don't know why they don't make ketchup and mustard like just to come out at the same rate of speed. It's a ridiculous difference. The ketchup, you squeeze it a little bit, and you have drowned everything that you have on your plate. But with the mustard, you got to really get down on it, and it just barely a little bit comes out.
Just save one of your mustard things, and then just clean it out and throw some ketchup in it.
It's got like an extra big hole in it.
Yeah, and then just put a little piece of tape on it and label it as ketchup.
Yeah, I'll have to try that.
Yeah.
Also, mustard on a salami sandwich.
Mustard on sandwiches. I mean,
I like a little bit.
Has a little zing to it.
A little thing, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
A little zing and pep.
I don't know. You want to talk about what's going on with your life? Do we want to do that? I
I
mean,
don't have a life.
something big happened to me this past weekend.
It did. I am
Yeah,
interested to hear about this actually.
yes.
How I
So,
gotta hear how this went.
yeah. So, long story short, to set it up, I became a minister so that I could marry my best friend, and I did that like late last year. I had to get
Officiate his wedding, not marry him as like his partner. Just
yeah.
to
I mean, I
clarify
could have
that.
done that. I mean, it would have been nice to do that
He
because
probably would have.
he is my best friend.
He probably would have.
Um, so yeah, to become officiant for the wedding, I became a minister, and then I had to be licensed in the state of Ohio as well. I did that to get ready, and I had to write a speech, and so I had never written one of those speeches before. So I went online and I looked at dozens upon dozens, watched YouTube videos of people doing like all different types of weddings. What they wanted was like 15, 20 minutes. They wanted it to be either like no readings, no like songs, no nothing. It was just me up there doing the whole thing.
Ours was about the same as that as well. A
Yeah,
short with no
yeah,
extras.
right. Which is nice. You
It
know,
is.
it's really nice. And then you get to the party right away.
Yeah.
So I wanted to have like a little like book of sorts so I could, because I was gonna read it basically. I wasn't gonna memorize it all, even though I did practice for it, so I knew exactly how
It's
what
hard to
inflect.
practice like for being in the moment. You know what I mean? Like, because in the moment, you're like, man, you're just the center of everything. You know?
Oh man, so I changed my lines. Like I was reading, and then all of a sudden I would say something, and I was like, and in my mind I'm like, oh, I didn't write that. Why did I say that? It just felt right, you know. So so I had so I was up there, and 15, 20 minutes go by, and within that I had a couple jokes, and
I
within
heard
those
one of them.
within those jokes, man, I should actually pull one up. I don't know what, but it was basically like some relationships transcends all relationships, and you meet the person that you never want to, you always want to spend the rest of your life with, and things like that. And 25 years ago, that happened to Chris when he met me. and
Yeah.
and so that
As,
was that was one of the jokes, and I was like, I hope this doesn't bomb. So I say it, and I pause for laughter, and they laughed. I'm like, whew, whew, that was a close one. I'm glad they
Yeah.
laughed, because otherwise it would have been terrible. But I mean, like, I knew him, I knew his fiance, I knew
Yeah.
half the people that were more than half
You
the
knew
people
Chris
that
would
were
think it
there.
was funny.
Yeah. So, and then there was another part where when he proposed to his fiance, her name was Olivia. She put the ring on the wrong hand. So I made a joke about that I made a story about how they love each other, even it doesn't matter which ring, doesn't matter if it's on the wrong hand, they still love each other, kind of thing. And so when it gets to the rings, with this ring, kind of thing, I said, Chris, take this ring and place it on Olivia's left hand, inflection on the left, and everyone laughed about that. And those were my two jokes that I put in there.
Yeah, they all knew probably.
Yeah. So that was good. I wasn't nervous, which was good, because it was a lot of people I knew. I've done speeches before, so that I wasn't nervous. The only thing I was nervous about was the jokes landing, and they did. So that was nice. It was.
I think everybody that knows Chris, like, I think I probably can appreciate that. He's kind of a jokester.
Yeah, very lighthearted.
Yeah.
Dude, he was emotional. He's an emotional guy. He wears his heart on his sleeve, and so like it was beautiful. The way it was an indoor wedding, and it was this big, huge, just think of a barn, big, huge barn. And so we're at the front of it, and in the back of it was a staircase, and it went up to the left and then circled back to the right. And there was a landing at the top, and there was a double doors at the top. And so the wedding march music comes on, and the double doors open up left to right, and there she is standing in the sunlight glow.
Awesome.
And which was a really cool moment.
That is awesome.
At that moment, Chris just starts blubbering, snorting, really like happy sobs and things like that. So it was really, really cool to see that, and to hear that. but he was also mic'd. We were both mic'd, so everybody heard him crying over there. So so everyone was there for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 20 minutes go by and it felt like 2 minutes. It just felt like it flew by.
It looked like you had definitely done it before. Honestly, like just watching the video, like
there's a video.
Just looked. I saw something online because I saw that joke. I don't know if it was Chris or if it was her that posted it or somebody close to them. But I actually saw that. I saw the joke. That you made about the 25 years. Yeah. No, actually, in watching that clip, I can say, in all seriousness, nothing is better than watching two people who clearly love each other get married.
Yeah.
There's emotion involved. Like, honestly, that just makes it that much more enjoyable. Like to see the two people that happy. And you can tell Chris was happy. I've only met Chris briefly, a couple of times now. But man, he seems like a good guy. I'm really happy for him.
Yeah, good guy. So it ended, and then they did the bride and groom toast up in the loft after
cool.
with all the groomsmen and the bridesmaids, and so they do a toast to the bride and groom, and then they toasted. They're like, how about we give another shout out to the officiant? And I was like, oh man, that's nice. So that was pretty cool. That, I mean, I didn't need affirmation, but I also wanted to know if it was I did a good job.
Yeah.
And so
that always makes you feel better for sure.
Yeah. So that was really nice. And then throughout the night, people would come up to me because I'd never been in that position before where I would give a speech and then the audience, you mingle with them and all that stuff. So
and then you hang out with them for 3 hours.
Right. Yeah. So I've never been in that position. So multiple people would come up to me, said I did a great job. It was awesome. It was perfect, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if that's normal. Like, I don't know if other ministers who've done it before, I think Travis, if you're listening, I know you've done weddings before. Is it normal for you to get, that kind of stuff? Cause I would, it felt good. It felt good that I did a good job.
Maybe it's normal if you do a good job.
I guess. I don't know.
I don't know if I told you guys this or not, but our officiant at our wedding, a funny thing kind of happened. Everything went great, the whole wedding. And it still went hilarious and it kind of funny. But basically, our first introduction after the marriage, Mr. and Mrs. Johansson.
Yeah,
that's who we are. We are the Johanssons. And I was like, man, I cannot believe you got my name wrong after this whole thing.
Maybe he was so nervous he didn't know what to do. He was blinded by the sun.
Such an awesome dude too. Yeah. He did a fantastic job. And honestly, like, we've been dealing with that. I've been dealing with that my entire life. Getting my name mispronounced. And at this point, like, it's a fun joke between all of us. It's hilarious.
I mean, you have like three silent letters in your name, so it's
yeah. I mean, when it happened at the wedding, all I could do was smile. Like, yeah, that is what it is. Like, I was looking over Elizabeth. I was like, you better get used to that.
Yeah. So I mean, it was cool. What's another cool thing about doing the wedding for my best friend is I had to sign the marriage certificate, and so my signature is on his marriage certificate. So that was just cool. That is a really that's just cool like thing. More of a we're best friends in perpetuity because of that. So that's kind of cool.
That is really awesome.
Yeah.
No, I'm super happy for Chris. That's awesome that you were able to do it. I remember we were thinking when we were talking about the wedding and stuff before we got married, we were talking about having friends do it and stuff like that. And really, it's all about having like the right person who can pull that off. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it was awesome. And honestly, like I said, it looked like you were just an officiant, like that you did that. So it was really cool.
Yeah. And I've done many speeches at work with much less preparation for people who write my checks, as it were. And I think also doing this podcast, it kind of helped me be in front of people, kind of thing. So that'll probably also help my nerves. Also, I had a couple drinks beforehand, so not a lot because I didn't want to slur my words when I was up there. But I had a couple drinks. To be an
exploding kitten scenario.
No, there was no Fireball and Dr. Pepper around. Otherwise, it would have been curtains for me. I would have been like, I'll be there at 5 when it starts.
I'll be there never.
I cannot. You know, that's my
That is
kryptonite.
awesome. What are they doing? Like a honeymoon right away, or
No,
yeah?
they're doing. I think they're doing a small trip, like a weekend trip, and then, like I think summertime, late summer, they're thinking about going to Greece.
Ooh,
They
nice.
do want to do an international trip.
That would be cool.
Yeah, so they haven't really decided, but they do want to go on a honeymoon. They have other things that kind of like pushed it back, like other events, family things that are happening that kind of pushed it back. So, but yeah, that they think that's what they. I don't know if they landed on it. I know they both have talked about it of going to Greece, which is,
Very, very
I mean,
cool.
that's a once a lifetime destination you want to go to kind of thing.
Absolutely. We actually just booked a trip in April. We're going to do a like a long weekend in Gatlinburg.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah. So Elizabeth's actually never been.
Oh
So
really?
I'm really
Okay,
excited to kind of I'm kind of excited to show it to her. You know.
good, good. When is that?
Um,
That's when
it's
the trees are going to be with leaves at that point, I
I
guess
gotta be honest.
maybe.
I put absolutely no thought of
No,
that into this
I don't
booking.
know. Hmm.
Um,
Are you guys in
hopefully then.
downtown Gatlinburg or on the
No,
outskirts at a
it's
chalet or
a
something?
cabin. Yeah, it's a
Nice,
chalet.
nice.
We're Elizabeth and I are going with my mom, stepdad, and sister. So kind of a little family get away, which will be really cool. Plus Gatlinburg is just beautiful. Honestly,
Hmm.
it's just awesome. You just go there and eat. You know what I mean? Eat and have a good time. But
Yeah,
um, outside of that, for me, man, it's been kind of business as usual. You
yeah,
know, that bump is getting bigger every day.
yeah.
Honestly,
How
just
far along is she now? 17
she's
weeks or
closing
something?
in on 17 weeks. Yeah,
Yeah.
now I think
Mm-hmm.
maybe one more day. And actually, because we do the podcast on Tuesdays, like if we did it on Wednesdays, I would have my app update on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, she's starting to feel a little bit better.
Good,
Um,
good.
I think all of the all the normal things are starting to set in with some tiredness and um yeah, just make sure that when she's hungry, she has food right away, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. You got to
just
feed.
lay her
Uh-huh.
down for a nap when she wants a nap and
She's
whatever.
eating for two.
Yeah, I told her I told her today because we were doing some things over like at her dad's house, just moving some stuff around. And I was like, she's like, "Are you okay?" Like I'm like, if me having to clean up a few things is my contribution to this whole thing,
Yeah.
it's still poor.
It's never going to be enough.
It's still poor. I have to pick up a few things and be sore for one day. You have to destroy your whole body. You know what I mean?
I mean, the grand scheme of things, I could do the
Yeah,
dishwasher for the rest of my life. It still wouldn't compare.
yeah. Like, I'll do all the dishes, like whatever it is. Like as long as I don't have to do that part. Like, I can't
Exactly.
even give blood without passing out.
Yeah, I did that one time. I passed out and I never gave it again.
Blood.
Yeah.
Did you look at it?
No. So it was.
You didn't even look at it.
I was. It
Went
was
down.
back in high school, and they did like the Hawksworth blood drive kind of thing. So I was like, yeah, I want to give blood.
Mhm.
And so they were taking my blood. The next thing I knew, I had like wash rags on my chest. And like, if you've ever seen someone like in a movie or something like that, where like everything's blurry, you can barely hear people, and then they begin to come into focus, kind of thing. That's exactly the way it was.
Man, that's crazy.
People like there's like four people around me, rubbing the washcloths on my chest, trying to wake me up. And I was like, well,
What, did you not
no,
have a shirt on? I'm so confused by this.
no, I
You
guess
woke up without a shirt on.
where am I? What is this
Why
Hawksworth?
is my shirt on?
What did I
The
sign
wrong
up
bus.
for? This is Mexico. Where am I? Oh man. But
No, I have a really hard time with it.
yeah, I can't. I now that I just giving blood always scares the crap out of me. Like whenever I need to do like blood work or going for my
Oh,
physical and all that stuff, like it always scares me. Like, am I gonna pass out again? Like,
dude, I get all sweaty. Like it's the worst. It's a
yeah,
horrible experience for me every time. And
ugh.
I know they know that I'm like just freaking out, like because I'm drenched. I'm like, here, just
Just
wipe
swim
my
here. What
arm
happened?
off. Wipe off wherever you need to do the thing.
Make sure you
Everywhere
grab some
is drenched.
towels here.
Everywhere is drenched.
The other thing that happened to me, I finished Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh,
I finished that on Sunday.
did you
No,
do the whole thing? You did.
I did the whole thing. So they're like after you beat the game, there's like two post game missions. One of them you talk to someone, and that was the mission. I was like, that's it. And then the other, then the kind of finish, tie it with a bow kind of thing with at the end with the last mission. But yeah, that game was awesome. That game was really fun,
I
really
have
well
heard a lot
done.
about
I played 32 hours of that game, and
it.
I came across one glitch. And the glitch was hilarious because one of the NPCs was just walking into a bookcase indefinitely. So I thought that was just funny. But outside of that, there was no crashes. There was no like screen tears, glitches, audio issues.
That's impressive.
It was. I know with how big that game
That's
is,
impressive. Yeah.
and no glitches for me. That was really a sight, a
Yeah.
feat for that. I loved the game. The game was great. The main story was good. I feel like it was good, but there were so many good side story missions that were like alongside the story. So you have your same story missions, but in order to get to the next side mission, you have to finish a story mission, and then that side mission unlocks, so you can continue that story. So it was cool. You have multiple storylines going along. So really good there. The flying on a broom is it's kind of like playing Spider-Man, where you're just like flying through New York City, where like every time you do it, it's awesome. That's what it was with the broom. It was just so much fun.
Do you get to like upgrade your broom and stuff? You get like a faster one?
You can. So there's a side mission where you can upgrade to go faster and higher or something like that. But yeah, great voice acting was phenomenal.
Well, that's key, man, in one of those games. You could, like, that game could be amazing, but with bad voice acting, like, ugh.
And all the side missions were different. Every single one of them were different. Which was cool, which made me want to do the side missions. The only thing only thing I didn't really care for was the enemy variety. It was the same enemies over and over and over again. So that was my only gripe. I'm like, oh, more spiders, more poachers, more spiders, more poachers. You know, like it's the same old. But it was just fun. It's a collectibles dream of a game. If you want to, the map is just littered with points of interest and things to do. So it's one of those things where you're like, I'm going on a mission, and then you run across 3 things that, all right, 3 hours later, you never got to the mission. That's the kind of game it is.
Those are the best kind.
Yeah, and when the side missions are fun, you don't care that you never did a mission.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's currently my favorite game of the year.
You think it'll hold up?
No, I mean, like it may be in top 5 by the end of the year. I know WWE 2K23, that's coming out next week, and that's going to be the game that I'm probably going to play the most this year outside of Apex Legends. But we'll see. You know, I kind of still have an itch because I beat the game, but I still have collectibles and missions and trophies to get, and it's like it's calling my name. Like, I said I didn't want to do it, but like after I set it down for a day, I'm like,
now it's like,
kind of want to get back into that world. Kind of want to do a little bit more. Put on a podcast platinum or something. I don't know. I mean, like, it's another like 30 hours for me to platinum that game. It's a lot of stuff, like a lot. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, like, probably not going to happen. I may boot it up here and there, but outside of that, probably not.
So I've been still playing Minecraft. Yeah. But last night I did buy like an expansion pack.
Okay. There's like 1,000 of those.
There is. I mean, there is literally just endless numbers.
Yeah.
But I bought the dragon mashup. So it comes with a new world, and there are a bunch of dragons that you can tame and ride.
Oh my gosh, this is like Minecraft Ark style.
Oh man, I've been waiting my whole life for something like this. No, I just
maybe it's just you want to play some Ark. That's all you want.
I'm just ready for the next one to come out. Really,
right? Yeah.
No, me and my buddy have been playing this, and we just started last night, so we don't. I've looked up just a little bit. I don't even know how to find the dragon eggs and stuff yet. But I'll probably get into that tonight for sure.
Nice.
We're gonna steal some dragon eggs. Apparently, you can customize your dragons, which seems awesome.
What the kind of customization, like color or all different, like Velociraptor, flying dragons?
If I had known you were gonna ask that, I would have looked into it more.
Sounds cool. I mean, when you hear customization, you're like, oh man.
What it looks like though from the trailer is that there are like 7 to 9 different types of dragons. which I thought was kind of a lot. It's not just like a fire and an ice dragon. There's like a bunch of different kinds. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll have to keep you guys posted on that, but I'm pretty excited about it.
All right. Well,
I don't think I have anything else.
I don't have anything else either. Well, I guess it's time.
We don't have any other members.
No, Mark, Lucas, no voicemails either. So I guess
like
we'll just
cricket sound here.
I guess we'll just end the podcast here. I guess this is where we do a little bit of housekeeping, fluff pillows, topped with Andy's candies, and tell you about the GMG news you need to know.
That last part was the only part that was true.
I don't even know.
Well, we tell you about the news. We don't actually fluff your pillows or give you candy.
No, we'll give you cookies. None of that stuff.
You get nothing and like it.
We'll make you some pecan banana mash. That's what we'll do.
Can't wait to find out what that actually is.
Yeah. So if you want to join us, you can join us on Discord. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. If you want to check us out, you can check us out on the link that can rule them all. I don't remember what it is. One link to rule them all. There it is.
So many things now.
Linktree.com/thegmgpod. On there, it's the links to all of our audio, video, merch, Patreon, Discord, all those links are on there, and you can click on those. And then if you want to join us via voice, you can call us at 929 GMG Guys. With that, for me, the joiners, friends and family, and Ronnie, go get your good morning on, and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game.